Greetings, friends! Here's my comic pull list for March 8th, 2016. First up from DC, it's Batgirl and the Birds of Prey number 8. When Nightwing follows a murderous metahuman from Bloodhaven to Gotham, the birds come to his aid. But where he's concerned about seeing two of his exes, the birds are more worried about tracking down the Meta's boss, a task which involves one of them going undercover. This was a good setup for the new story arc. As you know, I'm a fan of Nightwing, and it was fun to see him here in the mix, having been in a relationship with both Barbara and Helene in the past. There was even a little nod to his unofficial status as best butt in the DCU, which made me chuckle. This doesn't seem to be a crossover from the current storyline in his title, so I'm not sure how long he'll stick around, but as always, I look forward to the next issue. Next, it's Flash number 18. So Wally gets depressed after having dinner with Iris, Barry, and his dad, at which point the Flash decides that Kid Flash needs to reconnect with his own father, Daniel West, aka the Reverse Flash. But the Reverse Flash isn't in Iron Heights where he's supposed to be, so it's up to our two speedsters to try and track him down. Not a bad issue, it's mostly set up for the new story arc, but with a title like World's Worst Team Up, the next issue should be pretty funny. Next, it's Lost Boys number 6. In this final issue, the gang races to the nursing home to try and save Lucy and Laddie. Finally, it's over! This has been the suckiest series that I've ever managed to make it through. From the bad story to the horrible art, there's no way I'd recommend this to anyone. Even to especially to a Lost Boys fan. Don't. Just don't. Ugh. Next, it's Scooby Apocalypse number 11. So Scooby and Shaggy search for Velma, while Daphne and Fred argue about whether or not they should. This was a pretty good issue, had some funny moments. We also get a mini issue at the end featuring a new character which sheds some light on the current situation. Next, it's Wonder Woman number 18. It's back to the Godwatch storyline, which serves as an origin for the organization which has Wonder Woman in its sights. I'm not in love with this part of the series. It is interesting enough, I guess, and I can see where they need to explain and give some backstory, so I guess I'm okay with it, even if I don't love it. Next from Dynamite, it's Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, The Big Lie number 1. So Dynamite's decided to give these two old properties a makeover. Here, Joe and Frank Hardy have been brought in for questioning about the death of their detective father, who's been accused of being a dirty cop. But an old friend has a plan to help clear their names. So I thought this was an okay first issue. I can't say that I loved Anthony Del Cole's writing or Werther Del Adira's art, but they were both good enough to make me want to, get the next issues and see if it hooks me. Moving on to Marvel, it's Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 5. After narrowly escaping the Empire in Yavin 4, Aphra, her dad, and the rest of the crew make it to the long-lost citadel of an ancient sect called the Ordu Aspectu. Yeah. But as they hunt to unlock the Order's hidden secrets, little do they know that the Empire is hot on their tail. This was a pretty good issue. We get more backstory between the two Aphras, father and daughter, and I have a feeling that we're getting close to the end of this story arc. Good issue. And finally, it's Man-Thing number 1. No, not that kind of Man-Thing. This 5-issue miniseries tells the story of Dr. Ted Sallis, who has been transformed into a giant plant/swamp monster via a super soldier serum he created for the military. You might be thinking that this sounds suspiciously like DC Swamp Thing, but MT's first appearance was over a year before Swampy's, so if anybody did some stealing of intellectual property, it wasn't Marvel. Anyway, this first issue is mainly set up and serves as an origin for Man-Thing. You may actually recognize the name of the writer, R.L. Stine. He's the creator of the Goosebumps series of books for kids. This was his first foray into writing comics, and it is superb. The story was well crafted with great bits of humor thrown in there, and German Peralta's art is the perfect complement. There's also a little mini comic at the end entitled Chamber of Chills, which is a great throwback to those horror comics of yesteryear. I was really pleased with this first issue and have a feeling that the next 4 are going to be even better. So get out there and pick this one up. That's it for this week's pull. See you guys later.